I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Shemaiah Reed. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Doing really good, sir. Appreciate this opportunity.
Hey, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Please do tell us, what parts of the world are you in right now?
San Antonio, Texas, born and raised.
Oh, sweet. All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in the media realm, so photography, video production, and also I do music production as well.
Tell me about your podcast. That has me intrigued.
Yes, sir. I am Refocus. We did a test trial last year. We did one episode, but this year, starting in September, we started a full relaunch, and we partnered up with a local barbershop here in San Antonio, Texas. And the owner is Rico Rodriguez. His barbershop is Rockefellers. And we just started to get involved in the community more. And every week on Thursdays, we have our live recording of the broadcast from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And afterwards, it's edited and polished up and ready for iTunes, TuneIn Radio, pretty much many platforms. And it's been a good ride, and it's still kind of new, but our team, my partner, Ms. Deborah Reed, they all keep me in line, and we're all about inspiring the community with refocusedmagazine.com. That's what's powering I Am Refocused podcast.
Oh, sweet. So who came up with the name?
I Am Refocused podcast. It was a team effort. Me and my partner and I just wanted to do something a little bit extra outside of the Refocused magazine, life coach magazine. And so we just said, let's do something more than just publish a monthly magazine. Let's do something that requires to do something weekly. And that's when we came up with the idea to interview people who have made it in the career and are very successful. So that way, just like the magazine's concept, is to give the reader the blueprint of being successful just by reading about a CEO or a music artist or an athlete. It doesn't matter as long as they have a specialty in their career. That's what we want to present to our audience.
It was a fascinating podcast to listen to, I must say. I love the panel model where
yes,
other questions are being launched out from different perspectives, as well as the individual I listened to, he is a lawyer. I cannot remember his name now, but he was expressing his story about his brother, and his brother got shot.
Yes, Nico LaHood. He's the San Antonio District Attorney.
Yeah.
And he had a very powerful story, and we like people like that can just be real, because we know our listeners, especially the ones who are reading our magazine every month, we know these are everyday people, and they all have real life situations, and stories is very powerful, especially when it's coming from the individual who's successful, because it shows how people are human. We all have our ups and we all have our downs, but for him to bounce back and just to have that drive, have that passion, and to not let anything keep him down, but use it as motivation. And that's what it's about. It's about having a platform for people to be inspired by real life stories.
So who did you learn the skill, or is it a skill? Well, who did you learn how to refocus from?
That's a great question. Basically, to be honest, I just wanted to be inspired myself, and I was real hungry to be inspired. I mean, long story short, because it's only 12 minutes, growing up, I didn't always like school. I just kind of wanted to just be abstract, listen to music and kind of wander off a little bit, drift a little bit. But I had parents and siblings who, coached me to be focused and to live a productive life. And it took time. It's a progress. It's a process to get through, the dark times. And for me, it was just not having the motivation to focus, on my dreams and my goals. But once you change your circle of influence, things just naturally start to come together and come into focus.
Definitely focusing takes some energy, if not all
Yes,
the
sir.
energy, right? I'd like to know, why will you continue to repeat the skill of continuously refocusing?
Yes, mainly because just like every guest that we have on the podcast or on the front cover of the Life Coach magazine, one thing that remains the same is that this is a daily activity. It's like you're almost cleansing from all the distractions, whatever might be happening in your personal life. You have to refocus daily. It's a task, almost like just keeping yourself on that same narrow path where, okay, I can't allow this to keep me from pursuing my goal, no matter how small it is. As long as one foot is going ahead of the other and you're moving ahead, then that's all that really matters, because setbacks, they're only meant to be temporary. They're only permanent if you allow it to. If you allow it to make you stay the same and hit the ceiling and not want to break it, then that's a personal choice. And it all boils down to taking the action, the right action that makes you stay determined and make progress. Because not all good action is good action. Just because you're busy doesn't mean it's good busy. It's having that very laser focus mindset and goal. How is this going to make me better? And if it's making me worse, what can I do to change?
Love it. Tell me one other thing, Shemaiah, that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Just staying hungry. That's the number one thing, because it's very easy to settle and say, you know what, I don't have to work this hard. Let me just go through the routine and just not worry about, challenging myself. The number one thing for me is just staying hungry.
How does that make you feel?
Number one, inspired. I have a lot of number ones, but straight to the point, it makes me feel inspired, because a lot of people, they get to see what our team does. And we are a small team, but we're making a lot of noise because we're all pretty much on the same boat. We see the bigger picture, because when your dream is bigger than yourself, that's when doors start opening for you to do more amazing things. It's when your dream becomes focused on yourself, when it falls apart or it doesn't get you where you would like to go, where you desire to go. Your calling, your purpose, that has to be bigger than you. It has to be something that involves the community. It has to be something that inspires somebody else, that uplifts someone else. Especially when you're going through those tough times, those are the perfect moments when you can inspire people, because at the same time, you're actually inspiring yourself to keep going.
Amazing audience, we are live with Shemaiah Reed. Shemaiah is one of the hosts of I Am Refocused podcast. Do check that out. Pretty intriguing stories being shared there. Shemaiah, let's switch gears for a moment and let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Shemaiah, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Wow. On the spot, my earliest childhood memory. Man, if I could get it out real fast, because I'm thinking wheels are turning, I would have to say earliest childhood memory. It's hard, but I'll say church. That's what I can think of right now. We always went to church when I was young. Never really missed a Sunday. So that's the first thing that popped in my head.
All right. How old do you think you were in that first memory?
Definitely around 4 or 5. My parents really took church serious. That was our morals. That was our way to balance life, good from bad. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. Treat people right. Yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Treat people with respect.
Yeah.
You learn all those qualities at church.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because I believe because it doesn't leave you. When you experience things at a young age, it just kind of pops out nowhere. You can be going through something and it's like, oh man, well, what did my parents used to say when I was young? Or, what were some of the qualities I had, young, when you're younger. It just kind of it's like a safety net. It just stays there. It doesn't really fade.
Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind? I love the idea of you being that age and following after the life of Jesus Christ, who definitely lived the life that you are now expressing. You talk about someone who lived selfless, someone who gave up everything for people who might not even have appreciated what he was doing. And it's like what you're doing right now. You are there together with your team, and you all are putting things together to bring inspiration to people who may not even really care, but you're doing it based on the fact that there may be just one person, and that's enough. And that's fascinating.
Wow. Yes. I mean, everyone has dark times. Everyone has their struggles. I mean, I believe like humanity, everyone wants to pursue happiness. The thing about it is, though, who can I help get there too? Because it's not just us in this world. We are all connected, whether we believe it or not. But it's really about how can you shine your light in someone who may not feel the light or see the light. And that's what it's about. Is like you were saying, being selfless and just allowing yourself to pour into people's lives, because there's people out there who need it and they're looking for it.
Shemaiah, if we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh man, when I was 12, favorite song. I don't even think I had one. I did listen to a lot of jazz because my dad's really into jazz, and jazz always made me very calm. It was just something about jazz, smooth jazbe, especially in particular.
Yeah.
Smooth jazz just kept me very calm.
Yeah,
and
you sound very calm.
I'm a very chill person. I don't really get loud. Yeah. I'm just very
calm.
Just straight to business, black and white. I'm very simple, basic, but I work hard.
Yeah, you could hear that. All right, my friend. Well, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Shemaiah, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Whoever is willing to listen.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Yes.
All right, what about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less than 8 hours a day.
Shemaiah, after having 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook, and the name of it is Yours, and it stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. Connected to that is Your Own Unique Real Statement, amongst other things. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, something that represents who Shemaiah Reed is, what would you say that is?
Something that represents who I am, calm and content.
Love it. Shemaiah Reed, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I'll say this: wherever your dream is, wherever your passion is, follow it and never stop following it.
Love it. Love it. I love it. Shemaiah Reed, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.